What's up, you guys? It's Brandon. Hope you guys are doing okay. Today I just want to talk about the pros and cons of dropshipping and running an e-commerce store or an e-commerce brand, and what the differences are in those two business models and what my insight on both of those are. But before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down here. Give me a thumbs up on this video, and if you want to, hit that bell notification so you can be updated the next time that I upload a video and we can continue this conversation. Alright, so let's just get into it. What is dropshipping? So dropshipping is basically where you are buying a product from a wholesaler or a manufacturer and you are putting that onto an e-commerce store and you're selling that to the customer. So basically you are the sales medium between a manufacturer and the customer. You do not buy bulk, you do not have to hold inventory. As people purchase off of your e-commerce store, you are fulfilling that directly from the manufacturer or the wholesaler or wherever you're getting that product from. And so it's kind of like a buy as you go thing, and then that they ship that item directly to the customer. And basically you don't ever see the product, you don't have any hand in packaging, you don't have any hand in the presentation, and you don't see the product at all. So basically you are just the sales medium. Now obviously the difference with actually having an e-commerce brand is holding your inventory and having a warehouse, having to have a staff, having to fulfill these orders, having to get these orders to the postal service or UPS or whoever it is that's going to deliver this to the customer. That is what I do with my business because I just saw that as a more viable model for what I wanted to do. But that doesn't mean that dropshipping is bad, and you can still make money dropshipping as you can with e-commerce. You just have to play your cards right. But with both of these models, you are still in charge of coming up with your advertising, and you are also still in charge of getting traffic to your website or your e-commerce store and actually making those conversions. So there's still an analytical part of actually running a dropshipping store that a lot of people don't understand and a lot of people don't see. Alright, so let's just get into it. I'm going to go over a couple cons of dropshipping, pros of dropshipping, the differences, and what my insight is on running a brand or having a dropshipping store. Alright, so the first con that I see is our profit margins. If you are buying in bulk and you are holding an inventory, your supplier or manufacturer is going to give you a better discount than they would if you were buying one at a time. It just makes more sense for them. They're going to make more money in the long run, and they're going to be able to give you better discounts because they are giving you more product for a lesser cost. Whereas if they gave you that same product with the same discount that they're giving you on the wholesale order, they're not going to make anything, and it makes absolutely no sense for them to actually sell that product to you at that discounted rate. Because with a manufacturer, they are able to take the inventory as a whole and put one price tag on it, even though some individual products might be losing money on if they were to sell at the same discount, but because they're selling it as one whole package, they are going to be able to manage their profit margins and they're going to be able to manage their costs more so than they would with that one product. Now a lot of times, you're never probably going to see a drop shipper or a manufacturer or a supplier sell you a product for more than a 20% discount, just because that's just the name of the game, like I said. So basically you're going to be purchasing one product at a time for a discount off of that MSRP or the actual sales number, their retail number, for less than 20% off. And so if you're okay with making those small profit margins, you're going to have to sell a lot of product, and you're going to have high revenue numbers to actually be profiting. So selling $1,000 a day, you might only be making $100 profit. Whereas with an e-commerce brand, you can take that $1,000 a day and you could potentially be making $400 to $600 a day in profit in your pocket if you hold that inventory and you do everything from the ground up and you do all the blood, sweat, and tears yourself. Alright, another con with dropshipping is there's so many dropshipping stores out there, and there's so many people that see that low overhead costs as such an appeal to get into a business that there's so much competition. You're going to have one product that you might be selling, but you're going to have all these different people selling that same product, and you're all going to be getting the same discount. Some people are going to sell that product, say you're using like a hat, and you're purchasing that product for $18, okay? Because the retail price on that is $25. So you're going to have to sell that for at least $20 to be making a profit, and so there's no profit there. But a lot of times, everybody's going to have to set their prices the same, or people are going to be putting a price tag on this hat that's like $80 and then saying 50% off, and then they're spending $40 on this hat. So it just becomes this big, highly competitive game of this one product. And also when starting out, the easiest way to actually market an e-commerce store is having one product or one product line. And so you're going to be limited on how many products you can put into your store and actually have a successful Facebook or Instagram campaign. Also, on that same note, all your other competitors that are selling the same hat are going to be advertising on the same medium as you, which is Facebook and Instagram, because that is the easiest, in my opinion, the easiest platform to learn, and it is the easiest platform to get conversions off of. And so you're going to have all these same ads for the same one product. Also, with that being said, if you're drop shipping somebody else's product or from the supplier, from the manufacturer, you're not customizing that product. That product is not customized for you. You did not design that product. So it's literally going to be the same product as you're going to see on all these other websites. But that does not mean that you cannot be successful selling that product. You just have to sell that product better than other people. So that's where it becomes highly competitive, because you're going to have to market this product differently. You're going to have to make this product appeal to people, and you're going to want them to purchase the same hat from you than they would from the other person. Now, if you market your store correctly, you have a beautiful storefront, you have your ads A1 on point, you're going to be able to sell this hat for $80, even though the retail price on it is $25, and you're going to have other people selling the same hat for $18. You're going to be able to sell this hat for $80 if you play your cards right. So don't think that getting into dropshipping is going to be this super easy game. I'm going to list a product and then tomorrow I'm going to have a Lambo, because that does not happen. Even with running a brand and having high numbers that I have, I still do not have a Lambo. Also, another con that kind of came to my attention this year because of COVID with dropshipping is your supply and demand, your supply chain can easily just disappear. With some manufacturers that I had overseas for my products, they shut down in January completely. Overseas, they couldn't leave their house. They couldn't work. Same as us in March forward, but it completely halted the supply chain. And also a lot of people, if I was selling that product one by one, a lot of my customers, or everybody in the United States, honestly, really didn't understand the severity of COVID back in January, when other countries were being hit by it super hard, China in specifically. And so there was really no understanding of why dropshippers were not being able to get their products to people in a timely manner, because they had no idea that things over there really were completely shut down. And so that's another thing, supply chain. You have to have a really good manufacturer or supplier, or you have to be able to find that product from other people. And if that product is going to take 9 weeks to get to a customer, that's just not viable. You cannot sell something in 2020 and expect customers to be okay with receiving that in 3 months. That just doesn't fly nowadays, because we have Amazon out here that you can literally order something and then 10 minutes later it's at your door. And so they're setting this expectation unfairly high, in my opinion, because they are getting these products shipped so fast that the online e-commerce world is being held to the standard of being able to get this product out within 5 hours. And for small businesses or small shippers or even drop shippers, that's not realistic starting out, or even realistic unless you have a $1 trillion business, a $1 trillion company like Amazon. And that's another thing, kind of going off of that, is you have to understand that drop shipping from overseas, it's going to take a long time to get to your customer. So you have to be able to either get that product shipped via FedEx or overnight shipping, and then offer that as a that's part of your sale. Like you have to be like, okay, here's this product, we can have it to you and it'll be shipped today, it'll have it to you in 5 days. Because people just don't have the trust or the time to understand that, like, if I purchase something off of Wish and it's going to take 27 days to get to you, or like, that's one thing because that's Wish and that's what they built themselves around. But if you're trying to be successful in e-commerce and have a successful dropshipping store, you cannot expect customers to be okay with getting your product in 3 months. So you really have to be careful, and you really have to understand that you're going to have to, even though you're getting this product for super cheap, you're going to have to calculate costs into that for shipping, because you're going to want to put your shipping as the fastest shipping possible and have that be the standard shipping on your website. That's just the way the dropshipping game is now. All right, so with those cons in place of dropshipping, I think that starting a dropshipping store in 2020 is still it's still a thing, and you can still make money off of it. And you probably, some people out there, they have their Lambos, so I mean it's working. But you just have to play your cards right. You have to understand the mechanisms of shipping, and you have to understand that one day, if you want this to be a scalable brand, that you are going to need to make branding efforts, and you're going to need to brand this store into an actual e-commerce brand. Now, that's not to say that you can't like start drop shipping a product and then you're seeing like moderate success, your profit margins are slim. Well, you can take that success and you can actually purchase your bulk inventory and you can start building a brand around that. I know people that have done that. I mean, people do that all the time. They have some moderate success with their dropshipping store, and then they end up purchasing more product and holding it in their, wherever they hold it, they have their products to their own brand, they hold their inventory, and then they start doing some packaging, and then they start doing some like brand collabs, and then they start being able to go out there and build an actual viable brand off of this dropshipping store that started. So in 2020, I feel like dropshipping should be your door, your opening door. It should not be your way that you're going to make $1 million. I suggest that if you're going to start dropshipping, that you have a plan that you're going to turn this product into a brand within X amount of time. So basically, I see dropshipping right now as more of like a product, a market research thing. See if the customers are actually going to purchase this product. And so like, even if you're not making very much money off of it, then you know that you have a product that you can actually invest in, and then you have a store that you can invest in, and then you can start building from there. All right, so also some of the pros that I see with dropshipping, like I said with market research, it also gives you the flexibility to change your product line like in a switch, basically next day. If you have a product that's doing okay, but then you have another product that is doing better, you're able to completely get rid of that product entirely overnight and completely rebrand your store into this new product, because you don't have that inventory to sell, and you don't have that inventory that you are going to sit on, and you don't have to get rid of it. You can just completely remove it from your store and completely rebrand into something else. Also, the flexibility of dropshipping is like amazing, because you can literally dropship from your phone. You can dropship from your house on the couch. You sound like Dr. Seuss right now. But you have 100% flexibility of however you want to run your store. You can choose the products you want to sell, you can choose the suppliers you want to use, and you can build a store around really anything. And so, I mean, my takeaway is that if you're going to dropship in 2020, that you actually have a solid plan, and use that dropshipping store as market research. And research, even if you're going to use your dropshipping store as practice to build an e-commerce campaign or a Facebook campaign. I mean, the sky's the limit when it comes to anything online. And you can make millions online. That's a given. Everybody knows that. But making millions dropshipping, it just takes a little more effort than I think is put out there. But that doesn't mean that you can't do it. Also, dropshipping, something that, side note, that I think that is a really successful business model right now is dropshipping on Amazon. Because your customers are there. People are on Amazon shopping. So if you put your product on there and you're going to dropship a product from Amazon, I mean, you have a high potential to sell 50,000 units of that product in a month. and actually make a good profit margin off of that drop shipping, even if you're only making $2 profit off of, or maybe even $1 profit off of that. But you sell 50,000 units, boom, you just profited $50,000 in 1 month. So you just have to understand that you're going to have to set your revenue expectations super, super high for dropshipping. Whereas e-commerce, you can kind of fudge it a little bit, and if you have a bad day, you're still going to profit, but you're not going to profit as much as you would if you had a better day, but you're still going to profit more than you would off of a dropshipping store. My takeaway on this is that you can drop ship in 2020. You just have to be able to use that as market research, and you have to be able to have a plan to set that store up for success and to brand that store eventually into a actual e-commerce brand. I think that dropshipping is a great way to test your product and to test your knowledge and everything in between. Alright, you guys, well, I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Hit me in the comments below and let me know what you guys think. Drop your stores down below too. Let's take a look at them. Alright, you guys, I'll see you guys next time, okay?